I am the Oracle 007, and I approve this message. So let the games begin.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
Never be recognized as men until you stand up as men and issue the very same penalty that is placed upon you all and protect your woman. Greetings, everybody. Shalom, shalom. It is a blessing for all of you who could be here tonight. And y'all have to forgive me. I did not want to have a long talk, but I did want to discuss this situation. Hey, I see Tracy Batya, top to bottom. Thank y'all so much for being here. Hey, and I don't know if Eve is still in here or not, just in case. Bless y'all for being here. So I just wanted to have a quick discussion because I did want to kind of go over this. I don't know. I know everybody by now should have seen this cheesecake situation, the Cheesecake Factory situation, where the woman was saying that she was far too beautiful to be going to the Cheesecake Factory. And we, of course, now know that that was indeed a skit. But I want to kind of get behind the reason for the skit. Hey, K Judah. Oh, you didn't see it yet, top to bottom? I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Hopefully, you all will, you know, see it clearly. Okay, Judah, I hope I don't have to call you on this. Let me try to pull the discussion because I was thinking maybe everybody's already seen it. We already know it was a skit. So I'll go into that in a minute. It's probably going to be about 6 minutes, perhaps. So bear with me. And y'all let me know if you can see it. I'm going to actually pull this in here. And then what I'm going to do. Okay. This is the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm trying to put that on pause, but let's see if we can at least. Let me remove that from the screen. Let me can you see that? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Top to bottom. Okay, KJ. You can see her face. Okay. Let me know if you can hear this.
This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant.
Did you hear her say this is the Cheesecake Factory? This is a chain restaurant? You can just put a 1 in the chat if you did. Because then I'll know that I don't have to switch it over to something else. Okay, thank you. All right, let me finish playing.
Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant? You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah. Come on, get it going in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay. So, yes, let's talk about it. About it. So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right? I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right? Yeah. And I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done. I mean, you've been pretty nice, but and then Cheesecake Factory. I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least what did I do that wasn't cooperative? Well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that. I mean, it's too early for that. Okay. I can respect that. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not there yet. Okay. And then, but I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman. But I got myself all made up. There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right? Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. Okay, well, look at my plan, where we were gonna go originally. See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him. No. What do you mean no? See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right? But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late, and like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment, and that is not possible. And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice fancy restaurant as Aria, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been, but if we're late, I told you twice. It wasn't that late. We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation. We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that? I literally you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory. There's nothing wrong with that. I will die. That's embarrassing. Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that. I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
But
if I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You really mean it.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go?
Hey, August, how are you? Can you all hear me? I do not know what happened, and I'm not sure if it was probably just the stream, but that was the purported skit. Okay? A couple of things came to mind. And as a matter of fact, before I begin, I am not a dating coach, I am not a life coach, but neither are some of the married who have wives as beard running around here laughing around with Felice Johnson, unmarried, unhappy males, bitter, bloated, Bible toting camp incels, or deceased black males that many of you listen to, honor, and adore, but you take their advice anyway, and apparently it's not working. I'm none of those things, but hey, I am simply a woman who wanted to examine these items with hope to just offer some insight and hoping that I can at least provide some morsels for the males that are considered our brethren, who, if they choose, may find this matter helpful. Okay, because the sisters already know. Now, you heard that entire exchange that went down in the car. So we want to get to the part now where we found out that yes, this was indeed a skit. And as you all stated, it does look like it was scripted. I was sitting here like, you know how you're just sitting here watching something, but you're not sure because later on, as he's taking her home, she kind of gets into this place where she's like, well, I mean, you seem like you're a man that says what you mean and you mean what you say. And I was like, well, is this real or is it not? What's going on here? So let's go ahead and roll that really quickly.
It's the difference. Watch it again. It was a skit. Here's 100% proof that the Cheesecake Factory date was all staged, and this is one of the outtakes.
I ain't getting out this car. I'm not getting out.
You're recording me?
Notice in the original video that went viral, she pointed the camera at him when he said, "Are you recording me?"
You're recording me?
Yeah.
Did you catch the difference? Watch it again.
Okay, and the person that I understand, because I don't know all of the details, unlike some of these manosphere people that are going to come to you, and I typically do quite a bit of research before I bring something to you. But these were the tidbits I was able to find, and there was a lot of things that I was unable to find. Um, yeah, you could tell that it was a skit, right, Eve, from the way that she was. And thank you, August, for whatever it is that you just posted. Okay, and Eve is letting us know that on her IG profile it states that she is indeed an actress and a therapist, and people were coming for her job. Okay, what I did not like about this entire thing, because I was trying to understand what was the purpose of it happening. What was the purpose of it? And to me, honestly, it simply seemed like, okay, is this so that we can again control black women? Is this what you really need to do? And what it would have been almost, you could tell that it was a jewel for them, because what you did was you got this guy from what we may consider another nation, and he's out here wanting to take this so-called, this beautiful woman on a date. Now I've seen her without her makeup, and for some reason that little clip I can't find where she's introducing, hello Diamond. If I don't get to greet all of you, please forgive me, but thank you so much, because again, I'm still learning all of this information. I'm still learning how to go back and forth and StreamYard and etc. The fact that you would grab a man from another nation and get him to do this, and the fact that she would do this, I'm wondering, as an actress and as a therapist, did she consider the backlash that was going to come? I saw people writing all types of nasty stuff about, girl, you look like you just got in your Burger King. No, she did not. No, she did not. Okay? No, she did not. I am just looking at this like, what is the purpose? Why would you have to set something like this up? Why is there a consistent need to destroy the sisters? What have we done to you? The things that we see going on, we don't see you all doing to your oppressor. I do not understand, why is it necessary to do that? And even in all of this, I saw it was some koofy guy. I don't know what his name is, Ken, something another. And it's my understanding that he was the person that actually set this whole thing up, but I'm pretty sure that he's already gotten paid, because we already understand that that video has already gone viral. And here we have a black woman being insulted. Can I ask you all something? Because I'm not quite familiar with a Giga Chad. What is a Giga Chad? Because he was very proud. I went to go watch his interview with this couple. I don't even know, like, how were you able to even find these people so quickly? Because you hired them to do this shenanigans. What in the world is a Giga Chad? Because they said his name was being said everywhere. Right, Eve. So many men just ran on without even watching looking at how she was literally acting exactly as you stated. Because I was sitting there looking at her like, is this? I mean, are we acting like the Cheesecake Factory is Burger King? Hey, Quabba, what's going on? It was something about the way she was putting on. It was too much. And I'm thinking about me, like, if I had seen her recording me, I would have been like, are you recording me? Like, why are you doing that? But he's in the camera and he's like, no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But this thing, in any other world, that gentleman, and his name was Jay, and her name was Alicia. In any other world, he would have been called a simp, because when you listened to what he was saying initially in the conversation, Kevin Wesley, that's his name. Yeah, I can't. I call him Koofy Dude. Okay. I had to go, what is the purpose even of this Koofy? Okay. To the point, I had to go research the Koofy. That's how angry it made me because I said, I don't like his energy. And anytime I have ever seen him, you see the kufi, and just like with the brew Israelites, you're thinking you're about to see something holy. You're about to see something where somebody is giving you some information that's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be productive for everybody. And all I see is hate, hate, hate. You loud black woman, you stupid black woman. I had just tuned into IUIC really quickly for just a moment in time, because one of their deacons was preaching something about like I don't want to say it's time to go or something like that. No sooner than I tuned in, I said, "Oh, they must have decided to get serious." And no sooner than you press the button, he said, "I can't stand you, stupid Christians, especially you dumb black woman." And I said, "Oh my God, here, here we go." Yeah, pseudo wisdom. Who wrote that? Top to bottom, right? Covered in a kufi. So I just for giggles, I had to go and find what is the kufi, and it was stating that the male wearing the kufi. When I googled this information, traditionally when worn by men, kufi is a sign of peace, mourning, renewal, or protection of the mind. And I had to ask the following, like, where was this indicated in his actions as a male specimen dedicated to peace, mourning, renewal, or protection of the mind? Where was that indicated in his actions? Because you had to go hire this lady or whatever it is you did. I'm just surmising that because it was a viral video, and my thoughts are just based upon whatever everybody's saying, that it actually was up underneath his direction. If I'm wrong, hey, then I'm wrong. Um, why did this woman have to be destroyed? This is ridiculous. She had to have a really, really, really thick skin, not realizing that this onslaught was coming. Or I hope that he paid her really well, if indeed he is the person behind this video. He eventually goes on in the conversation that he is having with them. He will compliment her and he will tell her that she is a beautiful woman. I do not suggest that you go watch it. I just went and pulled some clips off for you all to kind of take a look into. And again, I cannot help but wonder, with actually knowing, because y'all know how we do when we're asking you a question. When we are asking you a question, we, for the most part, already know the answer. Again, we have to denigrate the sisters. It just must be done. We can't let them sit over there and just be, mind their own beautiful black business. We got to get in here. We got to do something to disturb the peace, because they have decided in most cases that they're not going to mess with us anymore or deal with us. They're asking for too much. It's always asking for too much. We are always asking for too much. When you are barely asking for the bare minimum, and you should have too much, to be honest with you. We like to hear things like, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing, and he will receive favor. They're not looking for wives. That's the one thing that you have to remember. I can remember even listening or hearing information from friends of friends where they will sit here and put a ring on your finger, but they are not getting married. That ring is just to make sure that hey, we're going to slow you down and you can just call me your fiance for the next 25 years. And then when I'm old and broke down and ready to stop running the streets and I'm done bringing you any VD and things like that, then oh well. But why did this exercise have to be done, Mr. Koofy? This didn't even make any sense. What were black women doing that he had to go do this? And again, I don't want to falsely accuse him, but if I'm wrong, I just have to be wrong. But it sounds like he may have been the culprit behind this whole thing. So now that we know that it's a skit, there were a couple points that I wanted to point out when he invited them to his sofa. So let's listen to part one.
I'm sure you've had some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second date?
No.
No second dates.
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll start with you, Jay. What has dating been like for you since that video went viral?
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected, I might not have put my best foot forward, and so I feel like, I've not really met anyone since who I've really gotten to get to know like that, because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of them has seen the video and shares it with them. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video.
Absolutely.
And it hasn't really helped.
See how he did not think that behavior, and he was not rude, even though we know this is a skit. Notice how he did not think that behavior was acceptable. Because I want you all to kind of look at this in a different light. What was done to sit here and kind of admonish black women, make us look bad, especially in front of the other nations? Yeah, at this point, it's sad that we have to say we are accustomed to this, and we're accustomed to it from the treacherous side of the mountain that belongs to the brothers. This doesn't make any sense to me, that you would think that this was appropriate. Okay? I would have gone out with Jay, and I'm going to tell you why. Jay didn't think that behavior was appropriate, and he was not even rude. I saw where one guy had written that these two people did not even seem like they were the same species. He was making this woman out to be like some silverback gorilla, and he was a human. And if you look at it, it's Jay's posture while he's sitting down and her posture, but it never fails. How could you sit here and make your sisters look like as if we were animals? Part two.
Reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values. And I think it in general, a lot of the people that I meet, either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because, they're younger, they want to experience, casual dating or whatever it is. And it's just not something that I'm looking for right now.
Understood. So Obviously, guys, Jay's saying that they have a negative, they're viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation.
Is a Giga Chad. Is that because he's not black? What is that? Thank you, August. Thank you. Why is it when that one black woman does something and she didn't even do anything? This was an acting role. Does anybody remember when Scandal was out and everybody was blaming Kerry Washington because she, even though she's married to a black man, they were blaming her? Oh, it means attractive. Okay. I don't know about that, but he definitely has an attractive personality and he knows how to behave. I feel like this whole conversation would have gone completely different if it was not him. I feel like they would have. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. If it had been a brother, he would have cussed her out or he would have been rude to her. Okay? And I'm going to tell you again, we recognize that this was a skit, but I want you to notice these things about what Jay did, even in all of this. They can love Jay, but guess what? I love Jay too. Because Jay was not rude. Jay was respectful. Jay was a gentleman. She could receive whatever Jay was saying because he didn't say, hold up, and he didn't just walk out. He took her back home. He didn't just walk out. And I felt like if he had decided to walk out, had they been sitting and she had been unhappy because of who he was, even in that vehicle, even in this freestyle acting, he would have actually told her why he was leaving and he would have paid the check. I'm just being honest. This is just something I like Jay too. Okay? This point right here, I want you to pay attention to who has to correct Koofy Dude on the pronunciation of Alicia's name.
Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well because during this conversation, Alicia. Thank you. We'll get that right. Okay, so Alicia.
One more time for the culture.
Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well because during this conversation, Alicia. Thank you. We'll get that right. Okay, so Alicia.
Listen, Alicia, she did. Thank you, top to bottom. I am sitting here and I am grateful anytime I see sisters with marvelous men. I'm telling you, I love it. I see it at work. These women have some dynamic guys, okay? Because those men realize that the women in their lives are investment. And these women were not waiting on marriage. One of them was like, no, I don't want to marry you. And he had to wait until she was ready because he wasn't going anywhere. One sister got, listen, if this had been in my age category, got a Farmer John, drives an F-150, that's my kind of guy. Okay? When I tell you his hands are on everything, he knows how to fix everything. This is like my dad, okay? It makes me think about my husband, just always doing something. God rest his soul. Oh my God, I miss him. But I'm just telling you, these are the kind of gentlemen. Listen, Alicia did not correct Kofi Dude on the pronunciation of her name. For this being a skit, I took that seriously. I love how when he was in the car, when she said, "You're the kind of guy," she said, what did he say to her? "You're the kind of girl who expects a guy to go all out and protect you and take care of this." And she said, "Yes." And he said, "I agree." Does anybody remember that? When you go back and watch that, he said, "I agree." I don't know what's going on with what's going on over here where some of us are running into people. It's like, I'm not doing all of that. I can still remember. How many of y'all remember that Babyface song? I'll pay your rent. I'll buy your clothes. Or he said he'll wash them. I'll cook your dinner too. Oh my God. Yes. Shamelessly. I want y'all to know I love that song. And he said he was going to do all of that soon as he got home from work. Because nobody's paying attention to the fact that she's doing all of that soon as she get home from work and taking care of your children. Okay? Is anybody paying attention to that? These guys were like, I'm not doing all of that. He's over here simping, singing that song. That song was everything. The man says, soon as I get home, soon as I get home from work. Oh, sing it, Babyface. Ah! I love that song. But when you get home from work, anybody remember or had anybody, and I don't have it available, that video where the guy told his wife, "You're going to have to do some more around here. You're going to take care of my grandma." And all she does is eat twice a day, and she sits in front of the TV and she watches Family Feud. And she said, "I'll tell you what, you bring your grandma in here, it's going to be you and your grandma. You ain't going to have no wife." He said she was going to have to do more. What is happening with these people? Like, are y'all for real? Did anybody really think about when Babyface was singing that song that you never saw your mom doing that? You never saw your wife doing that? A girlfriend? And now you think that you can have a messy place, a messy crib, and you can invite a young lady over and you could just buy stuff, and she's supposed to come in there and cook your food and clean up your place. Imagine that. Imagine that. What is happening while you're out here trying to make us look bad? Again, I'm going to play that one more time for the culture.
Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia. Thank you. We'll get that right. Okay, so Alicia.
I cannot stop. I felt like that was so powerful. So he goes in to ask her a couple of questions.
But you seem very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking? And
let me stop right there. He said she seemed very receptive to whatever he was saying in that car because of how he relayed that information to her. When he was relaying, we understand this was a skit, but how he relayed that information to her. He talked to her like a father or a husband would. He wasn't disrespectful. He didn't call her out of her name. He did none of those things. As a matter of fact, he expressed how he felt. I don't have many rules, but the truth is, You have managed to break all of them. So since we're not here, I'm going to go ahead and take you home. At least he took her home. She lived to see another day on the show, on this very show right here. You understand what I'm saying? One of the things I did not understand, and I felt like, I don't know, you ladies can tell me how you feel. One of the things that he had done was he said, when we were leaving out of the apartment housing, you didn't grab my arm. And I think that that's like a thing that I do. You know, we're not together, but we are together. Going, I just think that that's a respectful thing to do. I don't know how some of you might feel about that, and that's just on a first date. No, he could not come up to her apartment, and yes, I could understand that. And even though I could understand that, my thoughts were, why were you in his car? Because I'm not getting in your car. You're not going to have a chance to do anything to me. We don't meet at this spot, and I'm going to get back in my own car, and I'm okay with that. I know that you normally come and pick your date up and all this other stuff, and that was very kind of him, but no. So I don't know how many of you feel about that, but Harry, that you need to understand, this is just something that I felt like needed to be said. This is why she was receptive to it, not because he was not a brother. She was receptive to it because of how he gave her and relayed that information to her respectfully.
But you seem very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think? Okay.
Let's back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so court me. Mm-hmm. That means wherever I want to go, you take me. Absolutely. Whatever I want, you buy me. That's courting.
No, ma'am. Now, I'm going to have to correct on some things. That is not courting, okay? Courtship is actually defined as follows. It is the period wherein someone couples to get to know each other prior to a possible marriage or a committed romantic de facto relationship. Courtship traditionally may begin after a betrothal, which was customary in our time and for our people, for Bruce, okay? After a betrothal, and then may conclude with the celebration of marriage. That is courtship. Courtship was to be involved romantically, typically with the intention of marrying. This is not what is happening now in the dating world. Okay? We're not doing any of that. What we are, and it looks like a bunch of casual dating, if you're even doing that.
Hypergamy is a big, is a big thing in my circle. Mm-hmm. Is what I mean. It's what we've been taught. Why? I mean, as a black woman, I'm gonna go there. I mean, as a black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well. Mm-hmm. We want that soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life.
I wanted to stop that right there. Did you see? I want you to pay attention to Koofy Dude. Look at his face. It's like he's just itching to say something nasty. Okay?
Hypergamy is a big, is a big thing in my circle. Mm-hmm. Is what I mean. It's what we've been taught. Why? I mean, as a black woman, I'm gonna go there. I mean, as a black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well. Mm-hmm. We want that soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life is being cooperative.
Being soft.
It's not being combative.
You're right. Actually being soft.
Right.
Right. Being receptive,
right.
Being sweet.
Absolutely.
Being pleasant. Right. Because we do understand the value of resources. but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling and the lifestyle they'll live when married. Is for providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her.
Right.
What are you talking about? I knew he was itching to say something nasty. Being soft. Right. Being soft. If you want your women to be soft, do better. Okay? You want women to be soft? You be softer or you be gentler and understanding. That's what you do. And right, Diamond, I'm with you too. I don't get in anybody's car. No way, Jose. Yeah, I saw that too, Diamond. He was ready. He was ready to respond nastily to say, to be soft. It is beyond me that anybody can expect us to be soft when I saw a posting today where this guy said, the realest women to me don't want nothing but time, attention, and it was something else. Of course, I can never remember the third. That's the realest woman to him. You don't want nothing but time, attention, and something another. That's real to you. She must come to you with absolutely no expectations whatsoever. I heard another woman, content creator, excuse me, she said of her husband that she escaped because he was abusive. She said he looked at her one day and said, I can't believe I got to take care of you for the rest of my life. Are you serious? It's just, this is one sided. You're taking care of me. And that's it. So I'm not taking care of you. These are males who are not seeing the investment in a woman at all. You're not seeing the investment. You ever walked into a bachelor's place? You ever seen a bachelor's home sometime? And you lucky if you see any toilet paper. I mean, even if you just know them as friends. You ever seen them after they get a wife or a living girlfriend? Total difference. Total difference. Be better. And if I can't tell you to be better, because again, as I stated previously, I told you I'm not a dating coach. I am not a life coach. But again, if you're listening to now deceased guys who were, I don't know, they lived in alternative lifestyles, and one of them again giggling around with Felice Johnson, I couldn't get past that. And you say you have a wife? Please. It's like in your house there are 3 girls. So and then you got these unhappy, angry man, people like that. They're bitter, they're bloated, but they want to call you bitter. Okay? You're listening to these people who have no idea how to maintain successful relationships whatsoever. They do know how to get up here and be an angry man. They do know how to create skits where we make sisters look bad. That's your thing to do. And sadly, this is why I constantly just tell Black women, listen, be beautiful, enjoy your life, love yourself. Just love yourself, love on yourself, take care of yourself, practice self love, live your best blessed life, because it is sad to see that these people will go through all of the trouble of creating something like this just so that they can go viral, and they did. You got your paycheck. You thought that was cute. So here we are. I shouldn't have to, say live with no expectation. I got brothers that I trust, brothers that I love, you know, my dad, and then there are guys that I'm like, "Oh my God, why are women listening to these people?" These are the same people out here that are preaching from scriptures talking about how you can take out all the women, and you have the right, when they're not behaving correctly, that you can go take them out, take their lives, and you take the little girls and you raise them up to be wives. And in your mind, because we are women and we're asking these questions, you're going, wait a minute now. Okay, you're supposed to be men of war, or you're supposed to be out farming, you're supposed to be. When are you going to have time to raise up a little girl and make her a wife? Why would you be doing that? So you also know the intricacies of her body as well. You know how to tell her to take care of her body when her menstrual cycle comes on, or when her breasts start becoming full blown breasts. You're gonna deliver the babies as well. So you're also going to be doulas. You know all of this. You're gonna show her how to bake that blackberry cobbler. Is that what you're gonna do? You got time to do all of that? Because it looks like you ain't got time to do all of that now. Let's be real here. That is not what that scripture said. And as a matter of fact, those were not women of our nation that were taken out. And if you think about it, you start thinking about the propaganda, they took those younger kids just like they still do now, right now, to program them. Same things that they did with us when they took us out of one nation, sent us over to West Africa, and decided, hey, we're going to raise them up in Christianity and then we can ship them off in slavery toward the United States. I mean, are y'all not thinking that we're thinking? Which is why you need us to shut up all the time. Be quiet, shut up. Now, I'm going to say this. I had a conversation with my brother Master early this morning. It was quite hilarious. As he called, we were going back and forth, and I was like, you need to do blah, 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 blah. And while we're doing all of that, he's like, Oracle, I didn't call you for all of that. I can accept that because he really didn't call me for all of that. But that did not mean that the Oracle allowed that to escape. Okay. She stayed on that. Okay. But it's not something that we just go ahead and just get in and yeah, 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 yeah. This is not what we're doing all the time. You don't want to hear your woman's mouth complaining. Listen, she's gonna talk. She has her own mind. She's gonna say what she gotta say. If you think that the Most High made you like him, he says what he has to say. You say what you have to say. Do not think that we are going to withhold anything and not say what we have to say. That is completely unreasonable. For that, I'm sure you all can find some kind of mechanical doll that can suit your needs, because then she doesn't have to speak at all. That's what you need. You do not need you don't need to be blessed with a real live, warm bodied woman. We bring the table, okay? And there's nothing the bomb for us more when you got a brother that'll sit up here and can teach you some things. My God. See, y'all don't realize how sexy that is. That's why I'm admiring what I'm looking at in Jay. Because Alicia, if these two people don't know each other for real, he corrected Koofy Dude on the pronunciation of her name. So he actually took the time to get to know something about her, not for trickery. He corrected Koofy on this black woman's pronunciation of her name. See, stuff like that just excites me. Okay? At least you planted the seed, sis. That's right. This is all I can do, right, Diamond? This is all we can do. Okay, right, Top. He corrected him, and you would think that he would have known that. Little things like that. Those are the things that turn a woman on. Okay, you go to a restaurant and there are some things that on the menu that you can't eat, and listen, he's going back and forth like, listen, is there any possible way that we can make this happen or that possibility? Because she doesn't necessarily, things like that. You want to turn her on, that's it. A long time ago, well, I don't say a long time ago, some time ago, I can remember somebody talking about taking people to a on a first date to Chick-fil-A, and I was like, do not take me on a first date to Chick-fil-A. That is completely inappropriate. We're going to get into this later. You're going to want to know why. I'm sure the ladies already know why. Listen, she can drive herself to Chick-fil-A. Hey, Bat Yacht, and you over here laughing. Um, yeah, Kofi heard what he wanted to hear. He did. He did. You don't take somebody on a first date to Chick-fil-A. She can be at work and go, you know what? Hey, I'm feeling hangry or hungry. I'm going to jump into my vehicle, drive down to this Chick-fil-A, and get me those 3 count chicken strips with the waffle fries. Okay. Try to make a decision if I want Chick-fil-A sauce or the Polynesian sauce or whatever it is that they sell. And well, I was about to say a coffee, but you know what I'm saying, a medium-sized lemonade or Sunjoy. She can do that herself. You're getting to the point where you don't even want to impress her. Nobody said to break the bank. You're getting to the point where you don't even want her to see you dressed up. I had one, they were acting like a woman, but I think it was a male. Said if somebody takes you to Chick-fil-A, you just dress appropriately. You see where this is going? I want you to be dead to any type of expectation whatsoever. Right, top to bottom. He's got 2 wives. He's got 2 wives. I hope they are not sisters. You don't deserve sisters. Who's doing this? Who is doing this, Eve? You go somewhere, I don't care if it's seafood, steak. You go somewhere and sit quietly so you can talk. And we're gonna get into this too. Let me see. Did I play this one already? I really appreciate it. Jay, I like Jay.
Hypergamy is a big, is a big thing in my circle. Is what I mean. It's what we.
Okay, we already played that one. Again, I will not, little things like that. I would go out with this dude because he can remember how to pronounce my name. And was this the
part? To take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, at least that's the first.
Listen, this guy. Did y'all let me? Okay, I'm asking y'all. I know y'all are probably busy doing stuff. They're sisters, Eve. No. I rebuke it. I rebuke this. I rebuke it. I rebuke it. I rebuke it in the name of the Hamashiach. I am sick and tired of this. He does not deserve 2 sisters, and he did some mess like this. Let me get back because I'm just getting upset. Did you all see what he just did? While Koofy dude is sitting here smiling. And when I watched this entire video, he was hoping that Jay would be disrespectful to Alicia. I have not seen that from the time he was even in the car. Okay? And you could see it all over his face. He's just trying to rev it all up, rev it all up, rev it all up. But watch Chad's reaction.
To take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, at least that's the first time I've really like put my foot down to that kind of extent.
Do you see how he said, "I'm sorry, Alicia"? He is still pronouncing her name correctly. And even though this was a skit designed to make, in my eyes, Black women look bad, he is apologizing to her. And I'm sorry, Alicia. Oh my God. One more time for the culture.
To take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, at least that's the first time I've really like put my foot down to that kind of extent.
This guy is a real respectful guy. As for Koofy Dude, I could just slap that beard off his face. I don't know what it is about the consistent humiliation of women. We're starting to see, and especially Black women, okay? You're seeing it everywhere. I'm starting to see the onslaught of how even men are destroying their own wedding cakes. They're just being disrespectful to their new brides. Does this make you want to get married? Does this even make you want to be in a relationship? This video here I watched, and people were just calling this dude king. He did the right thing. He set it down. Look at this.
You all about 20. This I'm 15. I got 15.
You said what?
My meal finished.
You're playing, huh?
You said what?
You playing with me, right?
Playing with you? Why?
What do you mean out 20? Like, what
You
does
owe-
that?
you owe
What does that
20.
mean?
I mean, your meal was
What
20
does that?
bucks.
My meal was $20.
Yeah, your meal was 20 bucks.
Okay. So what are you here for?
What do you mean? What I'm here for?
What are you here for? That's my question. I didn't ask you to come on a date. You asked me to come on a date.
Yeah, I asked you if you wanted to come eat with me.
And then you're the man.
And you're the woman that ate food. What's funny?
Is that you gotta be joking right now.
No, I'm not joking.
Yes,
what do you
you
mean? You ate? Did you or did you not eat?
Stop playing with me. Just pay the bill.
I'm not playing.
You are.
I'm not
you
playing.
with me.
No, I'm not.
Stop playing
I'm
little
not
games.
playing.
You think you're funny. It's not even funny.
I'm not joking right now. You came out to eat and you ate $20 worth of food. Am I right or am I wrong?
Okay. Well, you want me to order
did
some
you or
food?
did you
I
not
didn't even
eat?
order dessert.
You
want me
ordered
to
the
go order
bowl
dessert?
and you ordered the hash browns. And that's
Yes.
$18.75. Look it.
A bowl.
$18.75 with taxes. It was $3.86, so I'm just breaking it down, split that up. $3.86, half of that is almost $2. I'm thinking like $1.80 or something like that. So you owe $20.
It doesn't even matter what I order, why I didn't order. What I'm saying, why would I have to pay even half of it when you're here? That's what you're here for.
I'm here. I asked you, did you want to go out to eat with me? I
Yeah.
didn't say I was gonna pay.
Oh, okay.
Is that
That's
common
how it
sense?
is.
Do you just go and sit down at restaurants
Okay,
and
so
just
you
figure
wanna
that they're
be
gonna pay
put
for
You
you?
just want to be put in the friend zone, right? Not even that. If I, you know what? Here, whatever. I don't care.
What are you acting all? Why are you acting all weird like that?
I'm not acting weird. Just pay
No,
for
you
it.
got a little
Just
spank
pay for it.
attitude.
Yes, of course I'm gonna have an attitude.
See, I'm gonna tell you where I was a gentleman at, cause all them little bites that you ate off my
You're
French
right.
toast.
Mhm.
No, hear me
Yeah,
out.
I know.
All them little bites, them bites you got off my plate. You know what I'm saying? That was technically like $5 off of my meal. I only ate like 66% of that French toast.
You
asked.
You offered me to grab some of your food.
No,
I
you
didn't
asked.
even.
You
no.
asked. You said,
You
"Can I get a
offered-
bite?"
No, you.
Okay, so
literally-
so
you want-
if the waiter comes around, so you tell me if the
Let's
waiter
look at
comes
the
around,
camera.
if the waiter comes around and be like, "Hey, would you like some dessert with that?" Do you think she's just gonna give that to you for free? Exactly,
Well,
it's
of
a price that comes
Of course,
behind
I have
that,
to
right?
say yes or no, and then I
Exactly.
say, okay,
And did you say yes when I offered you some French toast?
Yeah.
If I did, but I don't think I did.
You did.
Exactly. So you gotta pay. But I wasn't even on that. I was gonna
You know
waive
what?
that.
You
I was
know,
gonna
matter
waive that. I was
fact-
being a
matter
gentleman.
fact-
I was being a
matter
gentleman,
fact-
and I was gonna waive
Matter of
that.
fact, this is the first and last time you take me on a date. Don't ever ask me again. Don't ever slide on my DMs. And you know what? Take your card. Take your card. I'll pay for all of it. Matter of fact, yeah, I'll pay for all of it.
Cool. So you gonna pay for the whole thing?
Yep, because that's how I am. I'm a boss. I don't need no nigga. Never. Y'all females, don't let a broke nigga take you on a date. Yeah, never let a broke nigga take you on a date.
That's what you on? Like, that's why your edges is bogus. Your edges is bogus. Oh, that's what you on? I'm gone. You cool though? Yep, thank you for the food. I'm gone.
All right, bye, homie.
He is wearing a peach or a pink jogging suit and immediately attacked her edges. What do you want me to think? August, I don't know. When I saw it, I just figured it was real a lot. And I kept seeing it come up. I was looking for one specifically that had taken place. Didn't know if everybody had seen it. I can't find it. This young lady was in Miami for the first time, and this guy invited her out to eat. She went out to eat, and then he said, "Okay, come on." And she was like, "Come on, what?" He wanted her to go up to the room, and she said, "Wait a minute. I am not that kind of girl. You invited me out to dinner." He said, "Yeah, look at all you ate." He put the phone all up on it and started recording everything. Look at the plate. She done tore her whole plate up. It was just a disaster. She had to pay him $25, cash app him that money toward that meal. Okay, right, y'all. And then she said, "Are you at least going to walk me to my Uber?" Because her Uber had arrived. And he said, "No." So this thing here is like worthless. What do you want women to do? And young women are taking notice of all of this. We have a grown koofy dude. He has gray hair in his beard. Okay? Gray hair in his beard. And he's doing stuff like this because of why? Did you need money that bad? That the reputation of the sisters that look like your wives. I can't even believe I'm saying that. This is just ridiculous. No, Lord, I rebuke it. I rebuke it. I rebuke it. And then I saw this guy, and they were calling him, "Yeah, kid, that's how you do it." There is a culture that we have of wanting to denigrate and ridicule Black women. Things that we're trying to pull ourselves out of, expecting more, wanting more, being more, becoming more educated, getting more money, doing more things, taking more traveling. This thing here is what we are now dealing with. You've been denigrated to the fact that we have been told that every other woman is better than we are. And then when those women were no longer better than we were, then everybody had to go and hop on flights to go to other countries to go get cheap nani. Let's call it that. Cheap nani. Okay? Things that they could have actually done and experienced. This is what they do. And then they called it traveling. I can still see Scorned Man, Black Man, or whoever, his videos. And I'm sitting here like, where's the travel? And the one thing that you finally got to see was the Buddha, but we were too busy looking at booties because that's all he was videotaping. I was just like, what in the world is this? Now they come back and there's that Miami Heat guy that with all those rings in his mouth and his hair was hot curl pressed. For some reason, it just ain't the same when James Brown was doing it. It just ain't the same. And then we have the Dwight Howard, the Dwayne Wades. These things are not cute. And one of my siblings decided to say today that they were going to antagonize me by sending me some picture of Saucy Santana. I'm sitting here going, do y'all realize what this looks like? You're trying so hard to embarrass us and make us look horrible before the world. And I'm noticing that every time it's something or somebody that's big and black, the world is already trying to effeminize you. You are over here talking about how masculine we are and everything that we do wrong and nothing that we do right. You can't win for losing. He was a woman beater, but I'm still going with that song. I just still believe that the Most High, when He cracks the sky, is going to be playing the big payback. I'm expecting that to happen. I hope to be here. But you're right. But it still ain't the same. Right, August. I cannot imagine being shamed for education. And it was funny when Tariq Nasheed said we were worth $5. That was funny because that came out on some report that was the black women's net worth. And then when it went up, remember when who was that? That was it? I keep wanting to say Bosch and Lom. That wasn't them. Schwab. I think it was Schwab that decided to give all those black women money. Do you remember that? And they were like, y'all need to get that money and then you need to give it to us. For why? Why shan't we do why shall we do that? For what? Yeah. Are you serious? You can't be, you must be joking. Surely you just. For what? This is the treatment. There is a desire to make sure that you look as bad as humanly possible. But we're here tonight talking about dating. I prefer to be one of those people that is an intentional dater. So I do not understand when I see people going out on dates just dating. And then I can remember when Kevin Samuels was saying, if that man has already taken you out and spent $300 on you, need to sleep with him. Like, this is what he would tell his daughter. But these males out here would sit here and tell us, well, he was trying to protect the black family. How? He was doing exactly the same thing. Because one of the things I have been noticing is all eyes are on these guys in these alternative lifestyles. And you all, just like him, just like the other ones in the alternative lifestyle, just really have a mean mouth and podcast microphone when it comes to wanting to punch down on black women. Hey, Amina. Tell Mike C I said, hey, Mike C. So, yeah, shamed for education, shame for being a single mother. Again, the scriptures call that the single father home, but they call it the single mother home. And you know what else I don't understand? How can you call us masculine and then you turn around and say that we are raising little boys to be limp wristed? And then how is that possible? So that means if we're masculine, like a father would have been in the home, is that what's going to happen if there's a father in the home? How can we be masculine raising femininity in sons? How is that even possible? Right, top to bottom. And that I'm looking into that. I can't get over how many of these males, these other males, listen to and lift up and need to praise. You can't tell me that Bell Pepper knows Anton Daniels is not that same way. I will not get past how he was giggling with Fleece Johnson. I mean, let's look at that.
I'm in here going through all this, and then people act like they don't understand that I like booty. So what? But what is I'm supposed to do, bruh? Huh?
I don't know. You tell me.
You don't know.
I don't know. I can't picture myself ever being in that situation.
All right. I just say, for instance, you was in that situation.
I can't see it, please. I can't think about it.
You would turn me down.
What you mean?
Huh? More important than Wilder, you should know what I mean.
Giggling. Can y'all believe that? What kind of conversation? Hey, Obadiah, how are you? You caught me the other night, okay? You caught me. I got in trouble. And I got your name down here in the prayer box. But I know you said you didn't tell on me, so I'm going to let that go. But thank you. How are you, brother? Listen, what kind of conversation is that for males to be having amongst one another? If I whatever, you gonna turn me down? Can you imagine? Listen to me. Listen. Thank you, Eve. Who giggles at another man? Let me stop reading these comments. That wasn't even giggle worthy. And in the way, did you see how he had his hand next to his face? Like, I'm looking at all of that, and he's showing all of his teeth. Like, you could see your daughter doing something like that. Look, everybody, look at your screen.
I'm in here going through all this, and then people act like they don't understand that I like booty. So what? But what is I'm supposed to do, bruh? Huh?
I don't know. You tell me.
You don't know.
I don't know. I can't picture myself ever being in that situation.
All right. I just say, for instance, you was in that situation.
I can't see it, please. I can't think about it.
You would turn me down.
What you mean?
Huh? More important than Wilder, you should know what I mean.
I am literally grossed out. What kind of conversation? Yes, he blushing. I don't want to say boy, but them ugly glasses, I can't stand it. He is giggling, literally giggling. But he will also like to tell women how to be women. He is another one. I don't know what's happening, but this tyranny needs to stop. The women are already here. They're already here. We're already here. As far as when I was talking about travel earlier, what I could appreciate, anybody, if you had not seen FOPE, Civil War, Sharsham had returned, and he had returned from the Dominican Republic. I liked how he was talking about his travels. I liked how he talked about getting amongst the people, how he was checking out the layout of the land. He was pulling up maps. He was doing historical checks. He even went and found old historical pictures that he and his family had taken, prior to going out there, probably, I think he said in 2014. That's what travel looks like. Not the excess tourism. Okay? He didn't come back with no pictures that he showed us of anybody's rump. I appreciate that for him. If you all hadn't seen that, Please go check out. I think that was one of his last 2 videos that he had done. Right, Eve. Right, August. What do you think I mean? So let's just say you was in that situation. And he's got his both hands up on his face. I'm sitting here looking at this like I don't watch him, but every time I see him, his voice, everything. And again, I am finding out that many males seem to love him. I'm sorry, what were you asking, Yaquabo? The video that I had just shown, I think you'd probably already seen it with Fleece Johnson and Bell Pepper, Anton, whatever his name is. Him. Hey, Mika. One of the things that I was showing how he's just sitting there giggling. But I'm starting to witness a lot of this, a lot of the manosphere or the maleosphere that I'm looking at seems to be a whole lot of people on the alternative lifestyle spectrum. My thing is, guys used to be able to look at this and tell. And it's almost like now they can't see it. It was, you're so busy. They were so busy trying to make Kevin Samuels their king. Is this your king? You were so busy trying to make him your king, like you completely overlooked everything, inclusive of when he suggested that males date and be with males. I actually heard a video of one guy trying to explain it out of that. Well, maybe that's not what he meant. No, 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 no. He said that because he said, fellas, I understand the impulse. I understand. You do? I can't imagine talking to none of the sisters at CC, none of them. Nobody that I work. I cannot imagine talking to them and us having a conversation. Let's say you were in this situation, and I understand the impulse. I don't have that. I don't have that impulse. It's like y'all remember Frankie from Set It Off when she said she was strictly. That's just what it is. I don't have that impulse. I can look at beautiful women and tell women that they're beautiful. I ain't got that impulse. All this over all him having both his hands up on his face and smiling, showing all his teeth like that was that. Your wife don't see that. Your wife doesn't see that, bro. It's too much. Yeah, Yaquaba, it's too much. Yeah, and he loves telling those stories, Eve. It's too much. He loves it. That, and I am still trying to understand. I'm going to get back into this. I'm going to pull it back to 48 oysters, okay? And coffee dates. I still don't understand that. I don't understand how this man became some great American hero for our brothers. But then again, first, the first one was already Kevin Samuel. Like they lifted him up and called him a god and totally just excused that. We don't have anything against one another. We don't have anything against anybody in an alternative lifestyle. My thing is when you're listening to somebody, if I'm listening to someone to be a womanly woman, the woman that I listen to is not going to be Cleo from Set It Off. And if anybody even remembers that movie, I still remember how Queen Latifah grabbed that girl. I never forgot that. I still remember how she scooped her up in the arms, and I said, hmm, well, hmm, this is, and then you later find out this is what it was. Some things are just not natural. Some things you don't feel natural. Okay? So let's get to this, but I had to go in there because I was like, it's too much admiration, and they don't even see it. They don't even see it. There are things that you put before your eyes. You mean to tell me that if Jacob could put twigs that he would cut and cut into wood when he had made this determination with, was it Laban? I think that was his father in law. And he said, anything that comes through, striped, I will keep, and everything that comes through like solid colored, you will keep, because he was going to take his wives and his children and all of his belongings with him. But he was growing his livestock at that time. And you mean to tell me that those animals looked at the way the things were designed? How did Jacob have the wisdom to do that? Because what you keep your eyes on, what you keep your eyes on, you're going to bring into you. Okay? You're going to bring this thing to you. Cheesecake Factory is promoting interracial dating. Hey, TNBN. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't even seen any promotions for Cheesecake Factory because everything is so prevalent here. But yes, yes, top to bottom. That's the whole objective here. Guard your gates. I have been sitting here looking at males wearing blue hair and dancing around. One of them was like had on Whitney Houston's outfit, and then he was singing "It's All Right, but It's Okay, I'm Gonna," whatever. It was one of Whitney Houston's song, and I'm like, what is happening? Are y'all looking at Meg Thee Stallion that much? You want to be her? What is going on? So I'm looking at it, and again, the things we keep our eyes on. This is why you don't allow people, you don't watch a whole bunch of TV. You don't sit here and watch a whole bunch of scary things. Things start to seep into your gates. You got to be mindful. And again, if Jacob had the wisdom to know that if you put those animals there, and if you cut out the carvings and let them see the knots in the different colors, then they will also now, where they are mating, they will now produce. Where they are mating, they are also going to now produce the same thing. And that's what they did. And Jacob had quite a bit of livestock, and I think it was Laban, I could be saying his name incorrectly, that thought that he was taking stuff from him, but he wasn't. What those animals had their eyes on, where they were mating, they were producing. I know that Cheesecake Factory. Oh, that we realized, of course, that was a skit, but I had to go over that because there were some great things that I watched Jay do. But the truth of the matter is, TNBN, when we look at it, and I'm hoping that I'm saying that correctly, when we look at it, and I need you to think about what I'm about to say. They've been promoting interracial relationships for some time. Okay, because I'm going to say this. When we consider the fact that I don't want to say it was Angela Davis. Who's that guy that was married to Cleveland, what is his name? He wrote oh my God. This guy was in prison. He wrote books. I think he was in the Republican Party. I can never remember his name. But his wife, they were out there speaking against some things that some pale people, some pale women specifically were doing. And that sister had a little short afro, and then brothers told her they didn't want no black woman with no little short hair. saving them, that the black women needed to go away and that the pale women could stay because they were beautiful. I was also just happened to be watching the news one day when it was a Martin Luther King Day. Oh my Lord. In TNBN, I have to tell you this. Uh, this Negro was walking by with his pale woman and beige children. Okay? And they were like, "What do you love about Martin Luther King?" And he was like, "He came so that, we could all just be together." And I was like, okay, so the message of equality, this is what I am starting to realize some black males believe equality is. That's not what equality is. We were trying to get equal resources, services, things like that. We've never gotten it. Instead, what we got was what? When you bring all of the people together, because this is the better way to watch them and still keep them down. Integration. So this whole thing has been taught for quite some time. And I'm just thinking, just now, you're starting to see the most race loyal black woman is starting to kind of just get tired of some things and actually heading out. And we hate to say that. Nobody wants to get tired of your brother, but apparently, if they would sit here and take a commercial, like not a commercial, I'm sorry, I'm going off of what you're saying, TNBN. If they would sit here and take something as simple as a date to try to make the sisters look bad, that is crazy to me. What more can you do? What more do you want us, what more do we have to do? How much more can we have our lives put in danger? How much more can we just be hated? I just sat here and watched that girl. I don't even know what her name is. That, does anybody remember Hustle and Flow? And there was a little white chick in there. It's like she's just gone crazy. And she was even talking about how 10 black girls just jumped her and blah. And I'm sitting here like, what? To get into some gang. And I was like, all of these were black girls and they just jumped you to get into some gang. Same thing that I'm sitting here with Adina Menzel, Tay, whatever his name is, Tay Diggs, and it's like this is just nonstop, nonstop. I don't even know what else. What else do you want us to do? Because at this point, once you get the women tired, you've gotten them into a certain situation. But I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling it back. The 48 oysters. I do want to address this because I heard that the young man who actually went out on the date with this girl, if you can call it a date, had actually spoken out, but I couldn't find this information. But anyway, let's go over this.
Yeah, so today I linked with this nigga I met a few weeks ago out with my friends. This nigga been texting me for weeks talking to himself. Why I didn't block him, bitch, I don't know. But today I was bored and I had time, so he texted me like, can we meet for drinks? And I'm like, yeah, meet me here. They got the best fucking oysters in Atlanta, like, hands down. So I'm like, yes, I can get some content, come on. It's so good. Y'all, when the fourth one came out, he was looking at me crazy. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, baby, you invited me out. I'm going to eat. And I was coming anyway. But I ain't gonna lie. No, I wouldn't have did all that. But I did do all that. It was so good. I was not expecting it to be that good. Oh my God. It was just so good. Like, I had to. It was so good. So after that, I'm like, baby, what's next? What I'm about to eat? These potatoes, they were so good. And the crab cakes, everything was so good. 10, baby. Why the fuck this bitch ass nigga say he going to the bathroom and never come back? The fuck? I'm like, hold the fuck on. It's been like 10, 20, 30 minutes, bitch. What the fuck this nigga at? Had to end up grabbing a tab, bitch. Nigga left me with his little one fucking drink. Yeah, bitch. I'm so glad bitch keep me some money, cause what? That was crazy to me. And I said, bitch, you running out on the tab. He talking about, I'm offering you to drink. The fuck are you talking about, bitch?
I had a couple of things that I wanted to address with regard to this, okay? Thank goodness she had money. This is sad, but women always keep money on you. Always. If you'll recall, you heard what she said when she said that he said, I asked you out for drinks. Remember the guy in the peach outfit? Remember what he told the girl? He said, I asked you if you wanted to go out to eat with me. I did not say that I was going to pay for it. Okay? This is getting ridiculous. If you ask someone out on a date, you should pay for it. That's just me. That's just me. And don't think that I'm going to end this here, because I'm not. If you ask someone out on a date, you should pay for it. Okay? When I ask my friends out, you know, for lunch or brunch or breakfast or something, I pay for it. And the sad thing is, as women, we're sitting over here, you know, fighting over the tab. And if I were to go on a date, and I would at least be like, listen, is there anything that I can help you with? I shouldn't have to, but this is just how I am. This is just, can I at least give you a tip? That's just me. Back to her behavior. Why did you go out with somebody that you did not like? She said he had been texting her, talking to himself. Why even give him your telephone number? He's been texting you, talking to himself, but he apparently did not let up. And for women, right, top to bottom. Oh my God. Well, they probably are cockroaches. Okay. I don't think that there's a rule book on who pays in the current market. I do know that there's a lot of denigration, and what we're now doing is using, from what I am hearing, we're all using this legalistic language. Yeah, I asked you if you wanted to go out to eat with me. I did not say I was paying for it. Remember the guy. Y'all pay attention, because that guy said, I asked you if you wanted drinks. So, but quickly.
You all about 20. It's I'm 15. I got 15.
You said what?
My meal finished. Huh?
You playing, huh?
You said what?
You playing with me, right?
Playing with you? Why?
What do you mean out 20? Like, what does that mean?
I mean, your meal was $20.
My meal was $20?
Yeah, your meal was $20.
Okay. So what are you here for?
What do you mean what I'm here for?
What are you here for? That's my question. I didn't ask you to come on a date. You asked me to come on a date.
Yeah, I asked you if you wanted to come eat with me.
And then you're the man.
And you're the woman that ate food. What's funny?
It's not. You gotta be joking right now.
No, I'm not joking.
Yes,
what do you mean? You ate? Did you or did you not eat?
Stop playing with me. Just pay the bill.
I'm not playing.
You are.
I'm not
you
playing
with me.
No, I'm not.
Stop playing your games. She thinks you're funny. It's not even funny.
I'm not joking right now. You came out to eat and you ate $20 worth of food. Okay. Am I right or am I wrong?
Okay. Well, you want me to order
did you or did you not eat?
I didn't even order dessert.
You ordered the bowl and you ordered the hash browns. And that's $18.75. Look it. $18.75 with taxes. It was $3.86, so I'm just breaking it down, split that up. $3.86, half of that is almost $2. I'm thinking like $1.80 or something like that. So you owe $20.
It doesn't even matter what I order, what I didn't order. What I'm saying, why would I have to pay even half of it when you're here? That's what you're here for.
I'm here. I asked you, did you want to go out to eat with me? I didn't say I was gonna pay.
Oh, okay.
They're getting very technical when you are being asked out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Him in his peach outfit. I hope you don't think that was cute, Yaquaba. I was like, this. I asked you if you want to eat with me. I didn't say I was going to pay $20. I can remember going out with friends younger, being younger than this. And these guys did not do this kind of stuff. They didn't. All right, Mika, good night. They didn't do this kind of stuff. But they will definitely want to sleep with you. And I don't understand that either. When that guy told that girl in Miami, he said, all right, come on. She was like, what? Well, you done ate this food. Now you coming upstairs with me. These are things that are just beyond me. And people wonder why I am mortified. I am mortified. It's like, oh my God, don't ask me out. Ah! This is crazy. He asked her out and he said, I asked you out for drinks. And then he didn't even drink the drink. And ma'am, all the slurping, I could hear her talking to somebody saying, it's so good. It's so good. So I'm assuming she was also talking to her. But that's what they're doing, August. And some women are none the wiser. He said he asked her out, not that he was going to pay for the food. That's exactly what he said. That was not even 20. So the whole bill had to have been like what, $45? 40, it was 30 something, but you add a nice tip on. This is crazy. All that slurping, she said she could get some content. She went out with somebody she did not like. I never understood that. I can remember this woman that I work with. My husband could not stand this girl. And I can remember she was waiting on an engagement from a guy that was supposed to take her on a trip with his entire family. Somewhere along the line, he decided against it. It was a cruise, it was a family cruise, and he didn't take her. And she was like, well, somebody else asked me out and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, you were sitting here telling me that you were in love with this man. And I said, you're going to go out to dinner with the other guy? Oh my God, why did my husband hear that? Ooh. He didn't say anything, of course, until I got off the phone because he was not the kind of man to be in women's business. And she said, well, I got to eat. But you don't have to go out and eat. You can't go in your freezer and grab something to eat. Like, why are you going out with somebody that you don't like? Why aren't you intentionally dating? It's one thing, yes, it's nice to go hang out with somebody that does not have, the same body parts as you do all the time. It's nice to go get that male energy or female energy, a friend. one of your friends that you can do, you know what, let's go out and go bowling and let's go grab something to eat. That is a nice thing to do, right? But to go out with somebody who wants to take you out, and I understood that this young male said later on, what he said was, I just wanted to F. That's what he wanted to do. So neither one of them had good intentions. And that's why I felt like this whole thing happened. Neither one of them had good intentions at all. If you do not like somebody, please do not go out with them. Don't give them your number. Hopefully, you would have already had a conversation with them. I couldn't get past, even when I was thinking about Jay, that in any other world, because of Jay's attitude, he would have actually been defined as a simp, a beta male, because he was so kind and respectful to the black woman. And then you just start looking at so many other things. There was the dumbest stuff that I am seeing that's happening on dates. One woman actually brought her three kids. One of them was 17, the other one was 7, and the other one was 5. She brought them on her first date with this guy. And they were just eating. And he was like, listen, you're going to get some more food, for the little one here. You're going to get some more food. Go ahead and get something, but hold on. I'm going to go to my car. I'm going to go get my wallet. That guy drove off and left. And she said, well, maybe I might go ahead and get a takeout box. Listen, that kind of stuff is ridiculous. You're right, Tien. Perhaps he did know, but that's very, very petty. But in the end of the day, this is going beyond petty. Okay? Petty to me is giving you back a silly response or something like that. Not where a bill of nearly $200 has now been racked up. And I'm just going to walk off because I'm not paying it, because all you had was the intention to F, if that's what you're really saying. Because he would not let up. He kept calling her and calling her, and kept texting her and texting her and texting her. And she said he just, was talking to himself. Don't do that. It's hard enough for people who are actually just trying to be intentional. All right, Yaquaba, I'm gotta go too. It's enough for people who are trying to date intentionally. It is enough when you are sitting here just dating people in situations like this. And as usual, everything has got to be put on the internet. But I just wanted to say that please be mindful. Everything is getting technical now. Yeah, I asked you if you wanted to go out and eat with me. I didn't say I was going to pay for it. This is the kind of stuff that's happening. Or, yeah, you know, I asked you out for drinks. Nobody told you to order all that food. He's not eating. You should have known he was not going to pay for anything. He didn't even drink that wine. He stuck you with that too. So, anyway, be intentional when dating. This is just me. I don't think we should be dating everybody and anybody who's asking us out. That's just, you got to be mindful. You got to feel your way through things. You got to listen to the technicality and the lesson, now when people are asking you out to eat or asking you out on a date. Don't go to anybody's house. Don't jump in anybody's car. Let's be let's be intentional. Is this somebody you want to go out with? One time, I think, and that was in Atlanta within the past 3 years. This guy kept asking this lady out, asked her out for 10 years. 10 long years. She finally decided to go out with him. He tells her, I'm going to have to drive back. Hold on, I got to go to my house and go get my wallet. And what he did was he drove into his garage, and that bad boy locked down. She couldn't get out. He pretty much kidnapped her. Something happened where that homegirl wound up shimmying through something, running down the street in her underwear. He was keeping her there. They could have thought that this woman was missing or dead. I agree with you, August. But my thing is, some common sense eludes people. And she said, you asked me out to eat. And he said, I asked you out for drinks, which is another thing. These Chick-fil-A, don't ask anybody out. I shouldn't have to tell anybody that. That is not a first date. Okay. It's one thing to be bowling and you order a burger or chicken fingers or something like that, and that's your first date. You don't take somebody to Chick-fil-A for a first date. Coffee dates. One of the things that I've noticed too, and you all probably will not, I'm going to say this really quickly. What's happening on coffee dates where people are thinking it's really cheap, just let's go ahead and get to know each other and let's talk. People are saying it's in between work, it's very impersonal. And one lady was talking about how she was meeting somebody for a coffee date, and she said the guy saw her and walked right past her and went inside and purchased a coffee and sat down. And she said, wow, so he's like not even going to get my coffee. She went and got in line, got a coffee, and went to the table. And he was like, listen, I already saw you. You like, you're not approved. Like, you don't get the stamp of approval. Okay. Now get away from me. That was the coffee date. It was a scan over. He had already seen her. They had been talking. So when I say tread lightly, be mindful. And when people are wondering, listen, this is terrifying. Yes, August, that is what happened. Yeah, her intentions were not right, and neither were his. He just wanted to sleep with her. She was like, yeah, you can meet me here, because she knew she was going there. And then all that doing, I can't even do all of that. So you're doing all of that on a date and on your phone. Oh my God. Listen to me. Even my friend, listen, I'm not going to be sitting here competing with the phone talking to you. Not doing it. Turn it off, put it down. Don't be taking pictures of me outside with you and posting it on Facebook or wherever you post your stuff at. Don't do it. But yes, August, that's what this guy did. This is just something that's happening now. That's why I was like, not a coffee date. And some guy had the audacity, I still remember his name, Dragonfly, got up underneath one of my comments and he was saying, you are, because I wouldn't go on Chick-fil-A on a first date. She sounds like somebody who's very materialistic. Me. Because I wouldn't go to Chick-fil-A on a first date or a coffee date. This is ridiculous. If they're taking you on coffee dates, they're doing that a whole lot because they don't have to spend a whole lot of money. So this is not an intentional date. They're just entertaining a whole bunch of people. Yeah, she was getting a free meal. Just like the lady that I was telling you about earlier. I gotta eat. That is terrible. Why are you doing that? Like, it's like, this is what it's worth. You gotta eat. You can't fill your own stomach. You got to go out with some guy that you don't even like. And me, I need great conversation. Okay? You're going to just sit here and go out with some dude that you don't even like. Eat 48 oysters. 12, 24, 32, 48. And then sit there and say, what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to have. Like 48 oysters, and then you're slurping up all the juices and stuff that's in there. Like that wasn't enough to fill you. Come on. And you got your phone out making content. He didn't eat and he didn't drink. What did you think was going to happen? In her case, I can understand that. The $35 case with Mr. Peach jogging suit, I can't understand that. You got to pay attention to the language that they're using. I asked you out for drinks, and that's another thing, drinks. So I can get your guard down. Drinks. Everybody thinks it's a flex to use someone, even when you're looking at those who are just doing it so that they can sleep with you. That lady bringing her 3 kids to that date, that's not, how are we supposed to get to know one another with your babies sitting right here? You want to have the comfort and the freedom of sitting down and talking to somebody and laughing and enjoying yourself. Come on now. But anyway, that was the only thing. I just wanted to go over those things because I just felt the need to address that. Family, you all take care of yourselves and have a beautiful, 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 awesome week. Be blessed. May the Lord Most High keep his hand over you, protect your lives, protect the lives of your family, grant you your heart's desire. Do his will, do right. In his name, y'all be blessed. Shalom.